rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see.
Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a type of video that I don't think's really been on YouTube that much, and it's kind of like an overview of this decade. So obviously we're at the end of 2019, which means we'll be entering 2020. I'm 15, so this decade has really been the one I've grown up the most. I was born in 2004, so 2010 started when I was 6, so not really much happened then. And I've gone from the age of, in the middle of my years of being 5 to the middle of my years being 15, and a lot has happened. So basically I'm just going to do an overview of my favourites of the decade and taking a quick trip down memory lane, which is going to be really weird for me. So if you enjoy this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below and comment what other videos you want. They can be winter related, Christmas related, end of year related, anything you kind of want. Let's get on. So I've separated these into some categories. So I've got singers/bands, animated movies, live action movies, teen TV shows, Disney Channel, which that one's hitting me the most. Like, oh my god, Disney Channel is my life. Books, games, and that's just computer games, and academics. So we're gonna start with the singer/band that kind of made my decade. So a lot of these are actually Disney Channel as well. So the first one, I've got Demi Lovato. So me and my cousin actually have a YouTube channel, but we used to practice and sing Demi Lovato songs a lot. Like Skyscraper, Give Your Heart a Break, Warrior, Nightingale, like all of them. Loved all of her albums, so that was a big one for me. Next is Bridget Mendler. If you don't know who Bridget Mendler is, she played Teddy on Good Luck Charlie, and she came out with an album, and again, I loved her. That album was amazing. That was the only album I think she ever made, but to be honest, it was incredible. And that leads on to Sabrina Carpenter, and if you don't know who Sabrina Carpenter is, she's in Girl Meets World on Disney Channel. And again, she's kind of gone back into her singing career now, but her first album, which I think came out when she was about 16, I absolutely loved. I still have it downloaded on my phone and on my iPad, and it was amazing. Next, because I'm British, I put down One Direction. I do remember them on X Factor. When they first, they came in solo on X Factor, and I remember them. They didn't win that year, but they came second, I think. And their music's so good. I don't think I've ever disliked a song. I've said that I've disliked songs, but I actually haven't, because I love them. And another British artist, which is my last on this little section, is Ed Sheeran. Oh my god, he started at the start of this decade with Plus, and I loved it. Then we went on to Times, or X. I think that's my favourite one. Then we went on to Divide. Then he did a collab album, which, to see how much he's developed over the years, the amount of awards he's won, and now he's done a whole album collaborating with other artists is just insane to me. So the next list that I have here is animated movies. So first off on my list of animated movies, I got Despicable Me and Minions. Now I can't believe the first Despicable Me came out at the start of this decade. Like, that is insane to me. It came out in 2010, and that's insane to me considering I'm 15 now and I watched that movie when I was 7 or 8. But yeah, Despicable Me 1, Despicable Me 2, even my mum loves it. Everyone loves Despicable Me. And obviously the solo movie Minions, which, oh my god, it did so well. And I loved it, the amount of references on that, the Beatles reference. Sandra Bullock was in that movie as well, can't believe that. It was amazing. And next on the list, I've just got Pixar in general, but I've separated it into Toy Story, Cars, and Monsters Inc. /University. Monsters Inc. /University at the start is just, it's insane to me. Obviously Monsters Inc. came out at the start of the 2000s, but they took 12 years to go to the prequel actually of University. And I think that was the one I watched first. The movie's so good. It's so underrated. My favourite part, if you've watched it, is where the slug's there and he's like, oh, I'm going to be late for class, and then he tries to run. I still laugh to this day about that. I'm such a kid at heart. And Toy Story. I still can't believe it. I can't believe how long it's been. It's insane to me. I think I watched Toy Story in about 2014. I think I was about 10, and I love it. I think I just found it on Sky, and it was playing. I was like, what's this movie? So it was obviously on Sky Cinema, and I went to the start and I watched it, and then I was like, I have to watch the second one and then the third one, because all 3 had come out by then. I loved them all. And next, which is still technically Disney, but I put Walt Disney. So these ones I put on are these are the princess movies basically. And I'm gonna add one to this which I didn't write down. So I put down Moana, Frozen and Tangled, but I'm also gonna add on Wreck-It Ralph, because Wreck-It Ralph I watched in the cinema when it first came out in 2012, and I was 8 years old, and I can't believe I was 8 when I first saw that movie. And I loved it because it was just really good. I guess because I recognised some of the games that they put in there. Like they put in Pac-Man and they put in Space Invaders, I think they put in as well. And yeah, some of them were amazing. Donkey Kong was in it as well. That movie was so good, and then the second one came out. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one, but to be honest, I think what Disney are trying to do, is they're trying to still get the audience who originally saw the first movie to see the second one. So the second one was obviously about them going into the internet, which was so relatable that they went into like Instagram, they went into BuzzTube, which I guess was kind of like BuzzFeed / YouTube. And oh my god, it was so good. Like the first one was good because it related to my childhood of Pac-Man, and then the second one came out and it related to my teen years because of the internet and like social media. And I'm sorry, but Disney are winning on that, like good on them. And then Moana, I love that movie. Is that one? And Tangled, that came out at the start of this decade as well, which I can't believe. It's almost been 10 years since Tangled. Yeah, I didn't watch it when it came out, but I watched it probably like 2013-ish. That's when I kind of started getting into these movies. And yeah, loved it. Loved Tangled. So yeah, Frozen was... I don't like it as much as I did when I first saw it. Maybe that's just because it's really related to little kids, and the music's just got in my head now and it's kind of irritating me. But I listened to the Frozen 2 soundtrack and it's amazing, but in probably about 5 years I'll get fed of that too. I love Frozen as well. Next on the list I've got Sing. So some of you might actually not know what Sing is, but my memory of Sing is massive because it came out in 2017, the start of 2017, so I would have been 12. That when I say the ages that I was, I just can't believe it. Yeah, I saw it when I was 12 and the cinema was packed. I had to sit right at the top. I never sit at the top. I usually sit like mid to like front row next to my dad. I loved it because I already know who Tori Kelly was, and Tori Kelly played the elephant in the movie, and this is where I discovered Taron Egerton as Johnny in the movie, and I love him now. Like I've watched nearly all of his movies, which is great. Yeah, and the last one on this list is the Smurfs movie, the live action Smurfs movie. And I didn't see the first one in cinema, but I saw the second one in cinema and I was 9, and I was actually re-watching it the other day and it really gave me deja vu. And I loved the Smurfs. Like there used to be this game on Facebook that I used to play where like you used to build like a Smurfs village. I don't know whether anyone else played it, but if you did, that's great as well. That was a great memory. But yeah, I love the Smurfs. Just everything about it was just cool. So that was the end of the animated movies list. Now I'm on to live action. Now before I start, live action movies have made my decade. Like the amount of movies I've discovered. So let's just start on it. Let's start with Marvel. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Marvel fan, but I'm a really big Marvel fan. So in this list I've put the MCU, so everything in the MCU, you know, Captain America, Iron Man, Avengers, just Ant-Man, Guardians, and Fantastic Four, which I can't believe that came out in 2005, and the X-Men franchise. The X-Men franchise finally ended this year after 19 years. And to be honest, Logan, I think, kind of settled the end for me. And, you know, spoiler alert, but when Wolverine died, I cried. I was just like, wow, this is actually the end. Like, Hugh Jackman was done playing Wolverine. And it was kind of insane to me because I'd only seen it 2 years before. But then I thought about it, and I was like, imagine the people who went to the cinema to see the first X-Men in 2000. It came out nearly 20 years ago, I can't believe it. Next on the list is Star Wars. Like, I'm just a fan of every single live action movie out there, I think. Star Wars is just amazing to me. I love Star Wars. I only watched Star Wars, I think 2 years ago because it was just before The Last Jedi came out. And I loved it. Again, loving it. Loved Star Wars. Love Mark Hamill. Love Carrie Fisher, and I miss her dearly. Next is DC. Like, I'm gonna be really brutally honest here, but I prefer Marvel over DC. But DC still made a big impact. I still can't believe in 2016 I went and saw my first DC movie, which was Batman v Superman, and I would have been 11. No, I can't believe it. I saw it before I saw Captain America Civil War, which is my favourite movie of all time. And it's insane to me. And I went and saw Wonder Woman and I loved it. Anyway, next is Mission Impossible. I've started watching the Mission Impossibles probably about 2014, so I was probably around 9 or 10 when I started watching them. Because I went to the cinema to see Mission Impossible Fallout. I went and saw Fallout, and I went and saw and Rogue Nation. I went and saw Mission Impossible Rogue Nation and Mission Impossible Fallout. That franchise is amazing. I still can't believe Tom Cruise is still doing it, to be honest. And there's meant to be a 7 and an 8 coming out, which is just like, what? Okay, right? That franchise has been going since like the late 90s, and that's insane. And like, Tom Cruise has aged well. Next on the list is Kingsman. Now, I know there's only been 2 Kingsman films, but I have my Eggsy Pop vinyl up there, and I love the Kingsman franchise. Like, the first thing that brought me to it was Colin Firth. Like, Colin Firth's in it. Who doesn't love Colin Firth? Gotta love him. Then Taron was in it, and Samuel Jackson was in it. Michael Caine was in it. Just the cast already really got me into it because everyone loves Colin Firth. Samuel Jackson played the villain. It was great. Next is Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts, and I still can't believe that I watched Harry Potter and read Harry Potter probably about 2 years ago, because I feel like it's been, I watched it when I was about 7 or 8, but I haven't. I've only really got into Harry Potter probably about 2 years ago. And Fantastic Beasts I actually saw before I read any of the Harry Potters. It came out in 2016. So that's insane to me. And then the last live action movies I've got on this list are musicals, and the first musical that I actually put on this list is technically not a musical, but there's music in it. So I put Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man, and The Greatest Showman. Especially The Greatest Showman, I think, out of those 3. Like, I do love Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody. That really got me into Queen and Elton John in the past 2 years. But The Greatest Showman, when I first saw that, it really opened my eyes. And I've got this thing, on New Year's Eve, I watch The Greatest Showman. It's literally become a thing where I just watch it. That's probably one of my favourite movies of all time as well. Next, I've got teen TV shows. Now, I haven't got many on here, but to be honest, there's not really many that I've watched because I only entered my teens 2 years ago. But the first one is Stranger Things. If you haven't watched Stranger Things, then you really should. Like, it's amazing. All 3 seasons have been good. Like, I've never witnessed a TV show before where they've stayed consistent. It's amazing to me. And then Agent Carter. If you don't know what Agent Carter is, there's a woman in the Captain America series called Peggy Carter, who was Captain America's girlfriend, and then they did a spin-off TV series of her, and it got cancelled after 2 seasons, which I kind of don't like, but both seasons were really good, and like, it had like the real Jarvis in it. And like, that's insane to me. It had Howard Stark. But yeah, that was cool. And then Riverdale. Now, I know that Riverdale has gone down, like, a lot for me. I haven't actually watched season 4 because I really did not like season 3. The first 2 seasons are just really good. Watch the first and the second season. Yeah, watch the first 2 seasons of Riverdale, and they're really good if you like a good murder mystery. Next is the most nostalgic thing I'm ever going to talk about here, and it's Disney Channel. But I'm going to go through my top 5 shows, and number 1 is Austin and Ally. Austin and Ally was always my favourite because it was so music orientated, and I think that's the reason I liked it. Next is Jessie. Now, I can't believe Jessie came out in 2011. I started watching it probably about a year after it came out, and I can't believe Cameron Boyce has died. Like, when he died, I almost like burst into tears because he was part of my childhood, and it was really amazing to me that I was like, how did he die? Next is Good Luck Charlie. Now, I have a really strong memory of Good Luck Charlie on the last season finale. So I'm going to quickly dive through it. So I was watching the last ever episode of Good Luck Charlie, and the ice cream van came up on my estate, and I was watching it live, and I didn't want to have to record it and stop watching it because I was really intrigued. And I was probably about 9 at this time. So my mum went out, got me an ice cream and brought it back to me. like, because I didn't want to leave watching Good Luck Charlie. That's how much it made an impact on me. I'm pretty sure I cried. Little 9-year-old me cried at the end of Good Luck Charlie. Anyway, yeah. Next is Girl Meets World, and obviously I talked about this earlier with Sabrina Carpenter's album and her music career. But yeah, I didn't even realise it was a spin-off until my uncle said, I watched Boy Meets World when I was like little, and I was like, jeez. Girl Meets World, I can't believe they brought the original cast back from Boy Meets World when they were teens to raise their kids as teens, which just mind blows me. And the last one on this list is Casey Undercover. I just love Zendaya, alright? Like, don't judge me. Love Zendaya. And next we have books, so I'm quickly going to run through these books. So the first book is Harry Potter. Obviously I've been on about Harry Potter a lot, obviously already in the films, but yeah, the books are better than the films, except for number 4. Next is Wonder. If you don't know what Wonder is, it's about this boy, and he has a disability, and it's basically his journey through school, and it really opened my eyes again. It was like, it was amazing. They made a film out of it as well with Jacob Tremblay, so I'd go watch that if you're not really into reading, but again, the book's still better than the film. Next is Love, Simon, or Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and Leah on the Offbeat. Now I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have seen the film Love, Simon, but obviously it's called different on the book. Yeah, that book's amazing. And then the same author came out with one about one of the characters who was a side character in Love, Simon called Leah. So they made the book Leah on the Offbeat. And again, it was kind of like the same premise in a way. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was kind of the same premise and it was amazing. And the last book is The Fault in Our Stars. And I watched the movie and I cried. I didn't cry while reading the book. I was on a school trip and I was reading it and I felt shocked. I was more shocked when I read the book and sadness when I watched the film. Great books. Next is games. Now, I grew up with a lot of games, and I mean computer games, so let's just get on with it. And I can't believe some of these are shut down. So the first one is Club Penguin. And if you don't know, Club Penguin was owned by Disney. And Club Penguin was basically my life. My favourite part of Club Penguin was at Halloween, where you could go to the door, you could ring the doorbell and there'd be a penguin inside. I'm sorry, but it was my favourite part. When Monsters University came out, I was on Club Penguin every day and just doing the tasks and getting special puffles and stuff. I had an Olaf puffle, I had a golden puffle, and when it shut down I was so sad because I was like, I spent so much money on this game to get a golden puffle and an Olaf puffle. I actually had some little toys of a puffle and I kept one. And next is Moshi Monsters. So Moshi Monsters, when I'm filming this, shut down yesterday. And Moshi Monsters was, again, it was my life. I love Moshi Monsters. The dashboard kind of thing, the clipboard, where you message to friends. Sadly, they deleted my account. I wanted to really go on my account and look at it, but sadly they deleted it because I haven't been on it for so long. But just seeing Moshi Monsters is just insane. I can't believe it! I can't believe it shut down. My childhood is basically gone. It was Club Penguin and Moshi Monsters were the ones that really defined it. And the next one on the list is Movie Star Planet, which also defined my childhood. I joined Movie Star Planet in 2012, July of 2012, because it says on your little bio. And I joined it with someone that I'm not actually friends with anymore, which is kind of insane to me. But Movie Star Planet is insane. They're making Movie Star Planet 2. I love how 2 of these games have shut down. Movie Star Planet's making a second, game. I joined it before it had that whole update that it has now. So I might try and insert a picture of when I started playing Movie Star Planet and what it looked like, because it's changed a lot now. So this is it when I started, and this is it that it is now, and I can't believe it. The amount has changed, it's insane. And next is Sims 3 and 4, mostly Sims 3 because that's the one I still play on now. I started playing Sims 3 on my dad's computer, and it was when it was just the Sims 3. No expansion packs, just The Sims 3 on its own. And I loved it because you could create yourself and put it in the game and play out your own life like you wanted to. And then I bought it for myself and I created families, and I've actually got a family on here which I've done for about 8 generations. But I've downloaded that much custom content that it's dying. And for number 4, again, because I love Sims 3 so much, when Sims 4 came out, for the trailer, I was like, oh my god, I need this. So I bought the Creator Sim like demo, and I just went in Creator Sim because obviously it was so much different. I bought the demo, then I bought the real game for £60. I kind of regret it now, but like £60, I was really into it. Next is a game that I played on the website girlsgogames.com, and it was called Papa's Pizzeria. It's so good. Like, I started off playing Papa's Pizzeria, then there was the Papa's Taco one, the taco-based one, then the hot dog-based one, and the ice cream-based one, I think the ones I played. And I went back the other day, and there was a pancake one, there's like a sushi one, and like, I can't believe they created so many more since I like last went on it. So next I'm moving on to Nintendo 3DS games. The first one is Animal Crossing. And when I say Animal Crossing, I mean Animal Crossing New Leaf, because I still play on New Leaf now, to be honest. But yeah, I got Animal Crossing in 2013, and I would have been 9, I would have just turned 9. But yeah, I loved it. I love Animal Crossing. But the next one is Tomodachi Life. I love this game because basically you can create Miis of yourself and your family members and your friends and fictional characters, and you can make them interact. Like, you could check out the daily news and you probably have like your friend doing the daily news, or your mum or your dad. But like I created everyone. I created my whole family in there. I created loads of my friends. I created fictional characters. Oh, that game was so good, and I really need to go back on it now that I've mentioned it. And the last thing on here is academics. So I started this decade in the start of primary school. That's still insane to me, and now I'm in year 11. I was either in reception or year 1. I think it might have been year 1 that I was in at the start of this decade. So I'm starting off this with the year 6 party. We were split off into 2 groups in my year, and we went to this restaurant and we had a meal, and we had a party bus. So like we just had tunes, and this was 2015, so it was like Gangnam Style. So yeah, that was amazing. And then next is the first day of secondary school. On the first day of secondary school, we went in there, we sat down, and they had the projector down, and we got put into the blue house. And yeah, so we got our ties, and our ties obviously had the colour of our houses. And yeah, we went into tutor and we sat down with the year 11s. But yeah, we sat down and we played some games that day, and it was amazing. So next we have summer activities. So what I did, a radio show for one of them, which is the one that really stood out. And I'm still really good friends with the person I did it with. And that was our first meeting. And we were both little, like 11-year-olds, and we had no idea how any of the equipment worked. And we did a radio show, and we picked songs, and we did a radio show, and that still stands out in my life. So next I have band. So I'm in a band, and I joined this band in year 7, and we have this thing at the start of the summer, like just before the summer holidays, called Battle of the Bands. And that was like my first kind of event with my band, and that was in year 7. We did a mashup of All of Me by John Legend and Hello by Adele, and those songs had just come out. And we're still doing the band now. We just did Christmas Fair, and obviously people have left the band and new people have joined the band because everyone was in different years. But there's 3 people who were always in my band, and now we've kind of skipped a long way. We kind of skipped to this year and last year. So last year I picked my options for my GCSEs, and I remember being in science and someone coming in with a little slip of paper. And they were like, these are all the possible options, rank them from 1 to 4 on what you want to do. So I did that, and then like they brought in another one and you picked your options, and then like I picked them. So next is my college interview. So this is the last one on the list, and I had this a month ago. And I got accepted, I got into the college. I'm going to college next year, and that's basically the start of the new decade is going to be me doing my GCSEs and then moving into college. So that's the end of this little decade roundup. I really hoped you liked it. It was very nostalgic for me, and yeah, it was like a little trip down memory lane. And yeah, some of the stuff that I mentioned I still can't believe happened. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below and hit the bell to get notifications. Comment down below what videos you want to see next. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye!